Good morning, everyone. Nora walks in spirit here to say, "Wow, what a weekend that was with the higher energies, preparing us all for this today solar eclipse, July 2nd, and it is going to be raising us into a higher state of awareness even further, and then." Coming the weekend, July 7th, will be the 7-7 Gateway, where I will be delivering an activation and a message from the Masters. And then again in a couple of weeks, July 16th, where we have a lunar eclipse that's going to kind of mesh everything together from what the Masters delivered to me this morning. So I wanted to just bring forward this message that was downloaded, or I like to say downloaded, delivered um, to me this morning. Masters of the higher dimensions um, opened up an awareness and an understanding of the science of the mind, which I know intrigues a lot of people. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to just bring everybody's awareness and attention to the message that came through to me this morning. With eclipses, there is openings, um, portals, or some say wormholes, that are in the beyond for those of you who do travel into the higher super consciousness. And so this is what was awakened uh, me at 1 a.m. this morning, of this portal doorway that um, I guess you say, slipped through and came into a connective field of a higher consciousness of information. And so let's just get our feet nicely anchored. I'm going to just sit a little bit different here, get anchored. Make sure the spine is nicely straight. And we're going to just relax and breathe in the consciousness into the top of the crown. And you breathe it right through third eye, into the heart, and then down through the feet into Gaia, creating a torus field as you breathe out a network of energies around you. And I just want to do that for a few minutes. And then I'm going to read to you the message that I received so that we can all be ready for tonight's solar eclipse and the 7-7 Gateway and July 16th lunar eclipse. Okay, so I'm just going to go into my state. Become aware of the stillness that you're breathing in. Align to it at the crown chakra. Breathe it in to the inner mind's eye, to the back of the head. Breathe it down into the heart. Relax the shoulders so that you can breathe it into the spinal column and those chakras. Ooh, breathe it down into the belly, into the solar plexus. Become fully anchored with your feet with this energetic essence of your own divine presence. As you are breathing out any thought forms or any tight tightening, restricting frequencies that are not to be. You are free. You are comfortable receiving in this heightened state, balancing left and right brain as you're breathing in the awareness of this stillness. The masters who do guide me bring forward this message today. Predict, predict, predict. And shower them with a projection of caution to the wind of these heightened waves of electromagnetic plasma vibrations. They're arriving. Releasing and exposing those hidden abilities and hidden timelines very gently while you are sleeping, meditating. And these hidden timelines and abilities have been in lockdown and are now pushing into reality as your higher consciousness awakens within the heart, within the mind, on the solar eclipse of July 2nd. Within every active eclipse, there are wormholes of timelines for many to traverse through if they are ready to sojourn into the reality consciousness of which many on the planet are now expressing desires to transform and to transcend into oneness of who they truly are. In the sacred languages brings in the higher binary waveforms of sacred information of intelligences that comes in the sonar frequencies within the languages. I am not one, I am the many and the many more who has arrived through many portals that are interconnected to the solar eclipse passageway of light. The electromagnetic force fields of these heightened plasma and gamma rays are allowing the ethereal fields of all kingdoms and elements to flow down into a connective field of consciousness that taps into your aura fields of the fifth dimension and beyond in many. You who are listening to these heightened stillness vibrations are mastering your own consciousness levels of the operative mind to become a perceptual, ethereal mind of what you cannot see but perceive to be a real essence of your own existence. Ichukupaharana, liati in ichukurabarana, in a higher form of master energy. Let us not pretend to follow these old programs of disruptive thought forms anymore. Let us take the chance and slip through these wormholes of timelines of freedom. Peace and tranquility arrives around you. So, if you would engage to drink of this super consciousness, it will empty your hearts and fuel your awakened perceptive minds, and fuel your heartbeats with a transmission of light codes that is required for you to step into the reality consciousness. This is what our souls are calling out for, into these electromagnetic ethereal fields of their sonar consciousness passageways and portals of truth, where you will step into your soul beingness. This is what they shower me with. Since the heightening of plasma photon waves that arrived on the June 21st solstice, all soul bodies within have begun elevating into the fifth dimensional consciousness, and they have stepped into a knowing, being, and becoming activated soul-light beings. And this is where they show me that many of you are stepping into mastery. Now, on the 7th month of 2 eclipses of the soul's light codes, you will begin transitioning and transfiguring of your human consciousness into a further knowing that it is time now to begin unifying the oneness consciousness for the ascension of all-knowing consciousness to be infused into all vibrations of all kingdoms, of all elements for 2020. These ascension codes of light radiate the perceptive mind of an enlightened soul to flow into oneness of the human consciousness. And your human consciousness grid within you is ready to explode into this reality grid system that is just sitting here in the ethereal fields, housing your soul light codes of love, light, and freedom. And this is what they show me in this ethereal grid that we cannot see, but we are beginning to transmit and transfigure and tap into, and feeling it within more of our actions of permeating in the breathing in of the stillness. The message: you who have ears are listening to my words and can feel my vibrations of light chords pouring into your chakra bodies, so that you can continue to raise your inner body, hearts, and minds, and to dance with your purified aura fields of plasma light particles that intertwine into your soul's etheric grid lines of mastery timelines. It's a very deep and beautiful message. Clearing, cleansing the aura so that you can be bathed more by your ethereal soul light code timelines, that you can breathe in both simultaneously. And those of you who are slowly awakening and adapting to these heightened solar plasma waves, we ask that you simply connect within your inner mind's eye to the sacred portals on Gaia that you are called to in a visionary state of walking and laying down into Gaia's transformational ley lines. So if you cannot see and you are not hearing and you're not connecting in totality, this is okay. The masters are beautiful, beautiful dimensional strands of energies of consciousness, and they're saying this is okay. You just lie down in a visionary state and go to the sacred rock formation that is calling you, be it the Egyptian pyramids, be it Stonehenge, be it Machu Picchu, sovereign plasma rays will bathe you and direct you to those sacred portals on Gaia's ley lines and meridians. And you simply just go there in your visionary mind, and you will be shifted, you will be lifted, and you will be enlightened by your own crystalline soul essence that you will become bathed of on both of these sacred eclipses that are held within the 7/7 gateway. This 7th month is a transformational month. It is something that is beginning with the solar eclipse, moving into a week of awakening into a 7th platform of the 7/7 gateway, and then transforming you even further by a lunar eclipse. And all you need to do is listen to the stillness. Tap into the sacred place that you are gathering into in your visionary mind, and float into the ethers of your ethereal grid system to receive an awakening and an enlightenment of this beautiful, beautiful I am essence and presence of who you are. This science of the mind master is saying it should be noted and realized that as these plasma photons begin awakening the brainwave patterns within you that you cannot see, yet you are becoming more ignited and enlightened up of your original light fields of light codes of consciousness. They're waveforms of energy, so you can't see them, but you will be feeling them, and you will be igniting an enlightenment frequency in all of your thought forms. You're letting go of old thought forms. So many of you will begin releasing more and more of your old trauma and karmic timelines, which unveils these light cords of connections to your higher superconsciousness. This is how the networking into the grid systems will activate your ethereal grid line bodies to the crystalline essence of who you truly are as a crystallite soul. You're just breathing in the light chords, just like a piano has chords. You lift the lid and there's all the chords and strings, but you can't see it when you're playing the piano. As a child, you're just fascinated by the octaves and the codes, octaves of vibrations of sound waves that you hear plink, plink, as you're on the piano. But you don't lift the lid and see all the chords that are connecting the keys of the vibrations that you are receiving through the ears, listening, through the heart, emotionalizing and vibrating and transmitting a frequency of love. I love that song. I love that tone. And you play the piano again. This is the same as what the masters say for me to teach you. Light chords of light codes and keys of vibrations are within here. That is time to be unveiled and release the blankets and covers just like the outer frame of the piano, so that you can see. And so this upcoming solar eclipse tonight is for you to unveil and see what's inside of your own light chords and keys, and to return into a higher state of being who you are. And then the upcoming 7-7 gateway shall align you and prepare you for the July 16th lunar eclipse, when you will finally recognize your own knowing state of this light coded consciousness called oneness. So all is in ascension, all is in preparation for the highest law of one vibration that is coming in 2020. And so the masters of light and these cords of light, codes of consciousness and plasma rays are vibrating around all of us to begin knowing who we truly are. And so get ready, get excited, and see what chords are inside of you, and get those vibrations igniting with excitement. And tap into all that you can each day in the stillness. And look at the beauty of the elements and the other kingdoms around you with love, with peace, knowing that you can attune and tone to their vibrational chords of light consciousness. So thank you for joining me this morning. This message was delivered in love, in harmony, and in the blessings for the preparation of the 7-7 gateway that will be amplified even more after tonight's solar eclipse. We give gratitude and blessings to the master messages, to the energies of light chords, of light codes of consciousness that are in vibrations, tuning us to who we truly are.